Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Wrestling with Things. We wrestle with all sorts of things in sports and entertainment. And now, here are your hosts, David and Sammy Joseph.
Wight, the Big Show, who's going back to his first name, Paul Wight, signing with AEW. Man, I gotta be honest, Sammy. I know you don't think much of it, but to me, I think, from a business perspective, I ain't mad at it. You can never be mad at it. He's finding a way to earn a living of it and possibly help some new talent around. But this was random. This was really shocking. You didn't hear no rumors that Big Show was unhappy. You didn't hear no contract dispute rumors. This came out of nowhere. And I think this really makes it like anything's possible now, not from the perspective of Big Show's gonna, change the landscape of wrestling. I don't think that at all. But from the standpoint of they got a guy who was working for them for WWE since 1999. Big Show was there since 99, constantly. And I feel like we all mostly view Big Show as, one of those guys that's truly loyal to Vince and loyal to the brand. And I think we all viewed him as a lifer. So the fact that he made the move, to me, in my opinion, I just feel like there's no loyalty anymore, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean at this point, I feel like it don't matter how long you've been with the WWE. If you see that money grab opportunity, I think guys are going to consider anything and consider all their options. What you think about Big Show and AEW, Paul Wight?
Well, I still think he's a lifer. I still think he's a loyal guy. I just think, I don't even think it was a money grab neither. I just think he knew that Vince wasn't going to use him in a big deal way anymore. So why not, go somewhere where you can be used in a big deal way? Plus, how Big Show is. Big Show actually prides himself out as one of those guys who literally worked everywhere. Everywhere that was a big deal. WCW, ECW, WWE. He's one of those guys who actually took pride in forming that. Now he can say AEW to that list too. It's literally every major market. He's actually put his stamp there. And he knew Vince wasn't going to give him any phone calls. Let's be serious. You know what I mean? Why not go and still collect money? It's just like the Jim Ross thing.
Yeah, I do think it's a little similar. It seems like I don't think it was anything of like any beef, but I would assume it was like, they said that his contract just expired, and Big Show was probably like, yo, let's talk about re-signing. What are you gonna do? And they were probably like, yo, we'll sign you to this amount to be off TV. But Big Show was probably like, yo, I still want to do something here and there. So they probably let him walk. They were like, yo, we're not gonna just sign him to that much if he's just gonna be, not really an active wrestler. He's not that active no more, and I don't think he should be.
Yeah, he hasn't been active in a long, long time.
I don't think he should be.
If you really think about it, his last major role was probably 2011 when he was doing the stuff with Mark.
He was kind of doing things with the Authority in 2015, if you remember.
He would pop in and help out Seth Rollins a little bit,
but he hasn't really been. He popped up in the Randy Orton thing to get kicked in the head and do those little brawls, but man, Big Show wasn't active, man. I'm not saying he can't be a good part timer, but Big Show, man, I don't know if he's one of those guys that for the AEW. Look at the AEW roster, man. I know you're not a big AEW guy, but who can he work with that makes sense and takes them to another level?
I don't see it.
Nobody.
I don't see it. Swagger.
Are you going to make a Mark Jericho? That does nothing.
Swagger, he already fought in the past.
Man, that does nothing.
The Brian Cage guy's already fighting Sting.
He's potentially one. because he's a big guy. Maybe I could buy him beating Big Show.
Program with Sting, right?
Yeah, he already has a program with Sting right now.
So I don't. Who else is out there? Who else is? And they don't really have a lot of big guys neither. So
that's another thing. Yeah, they're lacking on that. I mean, they got Brian Cage and Lance Archer, who's managed by Jake the Snake. That's a good manager to have. But other than that, there's not that many big guys really.
Yeah, I don't see the money match. I don't see any money.
So
match.
It's like, I understand wanting to make a living and you still want to bet on yourself, but I wonder what he thinks the money match is for him, man. The match that he's gonna help out, because I don't see it, and I'm not being a hater.
And again, I said the same thing with Sting too. So you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, even Sting, he left for the same reason. Vince wasn't gonna give him any calls. You know what I mean? After he hurt himself the last time with Seth Rollins, I don't think Vince was gonna call him and say, "Hey, come back and let's see what we can do." So he was like, "You know what? Let me make my money and go out happy." And I think that's what Big Show wants to do.
Yeah,
that's all I think it really is. I think I think he'll be back in some type of way.
Man, I don't think he'll be back.
No, he'll be back in some type of way. He'll be back.
But this really makes me feel like, yo, if they really, this just proves to me if they throw enough money. I'm not saying he only did it for the money, but I feel like for sure they offered more than WWE was willing to give him, if I had to guess. And that's what made him be like, all right, I could deal with this. But this just makes me feel like, yo, money's talking more, man. They might be able to talk CM Punk. Who knows?
And that's where they really should be.
That's where I'm at. That's who they should really be pressing.
That's who they should really be, giving offers to.
Why they running for Sting, 60-year-old? Why they running for Big Show, who wrestled like one brawl? Like, man, he's a decliner, bro. Like, he's slow. I'm not disrespecting the man, but I saw how he looked against Orton and McIntyre those last couple times, man. They had to do the extra heavy lifting for him. I don't know, man. And he's gonna be a commentator. When was Big Show the commentating type? That's gonna be interesting to see, man.
He's gonna be on the commentator chair.
Yeah, he's gonna be a commentator mainly.
Whose spot is he taking?
I guess they have another show on their YouTube channel. So he's gonna be a commentator for that show.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, so he's probably not even gonna get his hands dirty like that.
Nah, he's gonna get a part-time matches. You know he's gonna wrestle.
I don't think so if they're saying commentating. Because Big Show's never been a commentator, so he's probably trying to do this to try.
They said he's gonna be in ring, but he's gonna be a commentator mostly.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna wrestle.
Okay. All right. I mean, maybe he'll fight a few times, but again, there's not enough names for him to be in there quite often. There's not enough.
There's not. But knowing AEW, they're gonna put him against all the smaller guys and call it a day.
Oh, probably the
Kenny Omega and stuff.
Guy.
Yeah. David and Goliath stuff.
Oh, come on, man.
Watch. I like Darby Allin. I'll say that. The skateboard guy. I like him, but the few.
He already fought Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think about Kenny Omega versus Dean Ambrose? They're going to have a barbed wire death match, a barbed wire exploding death match. What do you think about do you think they're going to pull that off well? Do you think it's going to be cinematic? I don't think it's going to be cinematic. I think they're going too over the top. Someone might really get hurt if they do this in the ring, man.
Yeah, I think they'll do it in the ring. I think that's Dean's type of style.
I know. For some reason, that's his stuff.
That's Dean's type of style. Remember, he wanted Lesnar to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of stuff he does. And you know, Kenny loves that stuff too. So